The degree of the authors of the Zohar is that the full level of the 125 degrees, they cannot be attained prior to the days of the Messiah. It follows that there will be no common attainment with the authors of the Zohar in the generations preceding the days of the Messiah. Hence the Zohar could not be revealed in the generations before the generation of the Messiah. Bala Sulam Introduction to the Book of Zohar. The redemption of Israel and the whole of Israel's merit depend on the study of the Zohar and the internality of the Torah. The redemption of Israel and the whole of Israel's merit depend on the study of the Zohar and the internality of the Torah. Item 37, Rav Kook. Now the time dictates acquiring much possessions in the inner Torah. The Book of Zohar breaks new paths, sets lanes, makes a highway in the desert, and all its crops are ready to open the doors of redemption.
מתוך הקדמת הרבנים לזוהר. הבה נקווה כי כל אחינו בית ישראל.
Introduction of the rabbis to the Zohar. Let's hope that all our brothers, the house of Israel, will purpose to engage in the book of Zohar together, rich and poor and rich, small and great. How good and how pleasant if they try to establish groups to study the Zohar. And especially at this time in which sparks of redemption are beginning to appear, we must exert in this holy study that is able to usher the coming of the Messiah, our righteousness. Rav Kook. There is no price and value for the one who meditates on the words of the living God and the book of Zohar. All who accompany him in the words of wisdom of truth, and particularly the clear writings of the Avi, because through the engagement, the gates of light and the opening of wisdom are revealed to all who walk blamelessly in the path of the Creator, whose soul delights to come near the palace of the Honourable King. Hence all who voluntarily engage in the wisdom for even an hour or two daily, with good intention, the Creator adds the action and considers it as if he stands all day in the courts of the Creator and engages in the secrets of Torah. Today we're reading from Zohar La'am,
בואו נבדוק שהפלאפונים קבועים. נמשיך בחמש כיתה.
מבוסס על סדרת ספרי זוהר לעם. ניתן להוריד את הספרים באתר קבלה לעם kab.co.il או להזמינם בטלפון 1-700-509-209.
שלום, אנחנו קוראים בספר זוהר.
Hi, we're reading from Zohar for All, the volume 12, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. You can find the content on Kab.coil. You can also ask questions on Kab.tv. Zohar for All, volume 12. Today is Lag BaOmer. That's when Rabbi Shimon's soul went up, and we will be the Sefer Zohar actually speaks about him. He is actually regarded as one of the most highest Kabbalists. Of all the places I went with Rebash, there is no place like Maron where he wanted at any opportunity to actually go there. Of course, when there weren't any people there, not of course on Lag BaOmer, he would go there and pray. And he was very, very he clung to that place. I see that Rabbi Shimon is the source of sanctity. Let's see what the Zohar says about Rabbi Shimon. And together with that, as usual, everybody is one union, at 110, one Havaya, in order that the light will actually influence us and come down to us and will be revealed within us. Please. Shimon from the market, 159. In the verse, and God said, "Let us make man," there is a secret revealed only to those who fear him. That elder of the elders started and said, "Shimon, Shimon, who is it who said, 'Let us make man'? And of whom is it written, and God said, who is that name God here?" As Rabbi Shimon heard that he was calling him Shimon and not Rabbi Shimon, he said to his friends, "This must be the Creator, of whom it is written, and the Ancient of Days Atik Yomin is sitting. Therefore now is the time to disclose that secret, for there is a secret here that was not permitted to be disclosed, and now it means that permission to disclose has been given. It is known that the secrets that were revealed to the sages of the Zohar were by attainment of the lights of the upper degrees, by instilling. There are panim and achoraim in them, meaning concealment and disclosure. According to the extent of the panim of the degree, so is the extent of its achoraim. The instilling of the achoraim is a calling and an invitation to instill the panim. This is why the measure of the concealment of the achoraim that they attained, they knew the measure of disclosure that they were about to attain. As Rabbi Shimon heard, he was calling him Shimon and not Rabbi Shimon. This means that the instilling of the achoraim, which is calling, was so strong that he lost all his degrees and became a simple person. Shimon from the market. By that, he recognized that it was a calling and an invitation for a very high attainment of panim. This is why he promptly asked to his friends, "This must be the Creator of whom it is written, and the Ancient of Days is sitting, of whose degree there is no higher." And he said, and now it means that permission to disclose has been given, meaning that now it was seen that he obtained permission to disclose that high secret. 119. Rabbi Shimon wept. Rabbi Shimon wept and said, "I too was afraid of the Creator of what I heard." He put his hands on his head and said, "But Rav Hamnuna Saba is the light of the Torah. You were granted seeing him face to face, and I was not." He bowed down and saw him uprooting mountains and lighting candles in the hall of the Messiah King. Rav Hamnuna Saba said to him, "My Rav, in that world you will be next to the heads of the seminaries before the Creator." From that day forth he would call Rebbe Elazar his son, and Rabbi Abba Pniel, as it is written, "For I have seen God face to face." He praised himself that he too was using that same fear of Prophet Habakkuk, from what he had heard in the past, in the verse, "I have heard the report of you, and I am afraid." In the hall of the Messiah King, all the corrections that should be revealed at the end of the correction, upon the arrival of the Messiah King, are already prepared and ready. Not a single detail is missing, and those souls in the hall of the Messiah King are all those who have already been rewarded with the end of correction from the root of their own souls. This is why he said that he saw him uprooting mountains and lighting candles in the hall of the Messiah King. Since Rav Hamnuna Saba is the doer of these corrections in the hall of the Messiah, he uproots the mountains of the Sitra Achra, which seem to the righteous as a high mountain. He lights candles and corrects the new Masach of Sag for raising man at the end of correction, since the man is called lights of fire. Also, he is man's soul, is the Lord's candle, since the light of the sun indicates the descent of the mad, like the light of the sun that comes down to us from above downwards. Also, the lights of fire is Or Choser, reflected light that rises from below upwards like a flame rising from the candle. These are the two corrections: one, to remove the Sitra Achra, and two, to raise and to light the candles in the hall of the Messiah King. They are the hands of Rav Hamnuna Saba. Those complete righteous who need those two corrections are rewarded with them through the discovery of the soul of Rav Hamnuna Saba. He told him that he and his students, Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba, would also be rewarded with serving in the hall of the Messiah King after their demise. They would be there next to him and be heads of seminaries there before the Creator. Sitting in the cave, 187, he saw two birds coming and flying over the sea. He raised his voice and said, "Birds, birds, since you fly over the sea, have you seen the place where Yochai is?" He waited a little and then said, "Birds, birds, go and tell me." They flew away into the sea and departed. Commentary. Rabbi Shimon fled from the kingship, which ordered that he should be killed. He and his son hid in a cave, and they did not know his whereabouts. This is why Rabbi Pinchas, son of Yair, went to look for him in the islands of the sea. 188. Before he went out to the ship, the birds came, and one of them held a letter in her beak. It said, "Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai has come out of the cave with his son Rabbi Elazar." Rabbi Pinchas went to him and found that he has changed. His body was filled with holes and sores from sitting in the cave. He wept over him and said, "Woe that I have seen you so." Rabbi Shimon told him, "Happy I am that you have seen me so, for had you not seen me so, I would not be so." Rabbi Shimon started with the mitzvot of the Torah and said, Rabbi Pinchas wept over him and said, "Woe unto me that I have seen you so." Rabbi Shimon replied to him, "Happy I am that you have seen me so, for had you not seen me so, I would not be so." Meaning, I would not have been rewarded with the revelations of the secrets of the Torah, for he was awarded all the great sublimity of his wisdom during those 13 years of hiding in the cave. Subdue the primordial serpent. 200. Rabbi Shimon started and said, "Listen, O upper ones, and gather, O lower ones, dwellers of the seminary of above and below. Elijah, I adjure you, take permission from the Creator and come down here, for a great war has come to you. Chanoch, Matat, come down here, you and all the dwellers of the seminary under you. For it is not for my own glory that I did this, but for the glory of divinity." Commentary. Those righteous ones, the authors of the Zohar, and especially Rabbi Shimon, their thoughts and words were in actual deeds. For according to the quality of the innovations in the Torah that they discovered, the upper degrees were promptly set up and arranged after them in actual fact. That is, the righteous build worlds with their innovations in the Torah. And Rabbi Shimon prepared himself here to fight with the primordial serpent and subdue him through the unification of the slingstone, and to open a door for the people of the world, so they too would know how to subdue the serpent. It is known that one cannot correct in a place where he is not present. Thus Rabbi Shimon had to be at that time in the place where the serpent was, so he would be able to subdue him. To be certain that he would not be at risk in that lowly place, he asked for assistance from Elijah, Matat, and from the dwellers of the seminary of above and of below. Tearing the firmaments. 60. Rabbi Shimon said, "I have found in the books of the ancients the order by which to tie the degrees, which are the secrets of secrets, in one connection, meaning the explanations of the 7 palaces. A connection means unification of 2 degrees or more in one another, so they illuminate together in a joint illumination to the lower ones. Sometimes the prayer must be ordered properly and unify unifications to mitigate and appease his master properly, to tear the firmaments and to open the gates and doors, and there will be no one to protest against him, meaning that the slanderers will not be able to slander him." Firmaments mean ends of tzimtzum bet, that halve the degrees and leave them in vak without gar. The 3 words biah come out of Etzilut and became the worlds of separation. It is permanently so, except when the righteous raise man through work and good deeds, extending illumination of tzimtzum aleph from above, from tabur da'ak. At that time, that illumination lowers the firmament from the place of Binah back to the place of Malchut, as she is Tzimtzum Aleph. And Binah and Tum de Kelim return to their degree, complementing the 10 Sfirot de Kelim and Gar of lights. Likewise, the 3 worlds Biyah become Atzilut once more. Thus, through their work, the righteous cancel the boundaries of Katnut, called firmaments, and extend the Mochin of de Gadlut. That matter is considered that they tear the firmaments. They tear and cancel the boundaries of Katnut, which elicit the 3 worlds Biyah for separation from Atzilut, and return them to Atzilut. Permission to engage in the secrets. 295. Rabbi Shimon said, "If I were in the world when the Creator placed the book of Chanoch and the book of Adam in the world, I would exert that they would not be among people, because at the time all the sages were not fearful of looking in them and erred, misinterpreting and the literal meaning of the words as other things, and brought them out of the domain of the upper one of Kedusha into another domain which is not holy. But now all the sages of the world know things and hide them, not revealing the secrets, and grow stronger in the work of their master. This is why now it is permitted to engage in the secrets." Who will light the light of Torah? 163. All the friends came and kissed Rabbi Shimon's hands. They wept, "Woe, when you depart from the world, who will light the light of Torah? Happy are the friends who heard these words of Torah from your mouth." Rabbi Shimon and his students are holy. 445. Rabbi Abba said about Rashbi and his disciples, "Happy are you in this world and in the next world. You are all holy. You are all sons of the holy God. Each of you is tied and connected to the high and holy King." Anyone who teaches others Torah. 61. How fond is the Creator the Torah, for which man is rewarded with the life of the next world, and for anyone who teaches others Torah more than everyone. They who teach others and infants Torah are rewarded doubly. 62. One who teaches children Torah, his abode is with divinity. When Rabbi Shimon came to see the children in the seminary, he would say, "I am going to meet the face of divinity." The Creator decrees, and the righteous revokes. 1. And Abraham was and will be. Will be is 30 in Gematria. One day, Rabbi Shimon went out and saw the world dark and murky, with its light hidden. He said to Rabbi Lazar, "Come, let us see what the Creator wants." They went and found an angel, who was like a big mountain, emitting 30 flames of fire from his mouth. 2. Rabbi Shimon said to him, "What do you wish to do?" He replied, "I want to destroy the world, because there aren't 30 righteous in the generation." For so the Creator decreed about Abraham. And Abraham was and will be is 30 in Gematria. Rabbi Shimon said to him, "Please go to the Creator and tell him, Rabbi Shimon is in the world, whose merit is as great as 30 righteous." 3. The angel went to the Creator and told him, "Lord of the world, it is revealed before you what Rabbi Shimon said to me." The Creator replied to him, "Go, destroy the world, and do not look at Rabbi Shimon." 4. When he came, Rabbi Shimon saw the angel. He told him, "If you do not go to the Creator on my behalf, I will sentence that you will not enter the heaven, and you will be in the place of Azar and Azael, whom the Creator dropped from heaven to earth. When you come before the Creator, tell him, and if there aren't 30 righteous in the world, there will be 20, for so it is written, I will not destroy it for the 20's sake. And if there aren't 20, there will be 10, for afterwards it is written, I will not destroy it for the 10's sake. And if there aren't 10, there will be 2, who are me and my son, for so it is written, by the mouth of 2 witnesses shall the matter be established. And there is no matter but the world, as it is written, by the word of the Lord were the heavens made. And if there aren't 2, then there is 1, and I am he, as it is written, and a righteous is the foundation of the world. At that time a voice came forth from heaven and said, Happy are you, Rabbi Shimon, that the Creator sentences above, and you revoke below. It is written about you, he will do the will of those who fear him. Rav, are there any questions? Yes. What is Rabbi Shimon? It's a soul. It's a special soul that can do corrections in those times that are belong to the end of correction. Not only him by himself, but of course everyone else that was with him. And therefore a big revelation was made. This revelation needs to hold the shattered world until the end of correction. That is his job, the revelation of the book of Zohar. Yes, please.
כותרת המאור של כל הארץ. 174. הארץ אשר אתה שוכב עליה,
light of the whole earth. The land on which you lie, I will give it to you and to your seed, was the place that the Creator promised him only 4 or 5 amot, and not more? However, at that time the Creator multiplied the whole of the land of Israel under him. Hence, at that time, that place included all of the land. And the whole of the land is Rabbi Shimon, who is the light of the whole earth, and he is equal to the entire world. Pillar of all the pillars, 175. This time I will praise the Lord. Yehuda is the 4th son of the throne Malchut, the 4th leg. He completes the throne. Hence only Yehuda is the correction of the throne, and he is a pillar upon which all the pillars rely, because he completes the throne. This is even more so with Rabbi Shimon, who shines with the Torah throughout the world, and several lights shine through him. He is the pillar of all the pillars. In my life the world will not be in grief. Rabbi Shimon said, when I am among the friends in Bavel, they gather to me and learn the matters in disclosure. They put them in a box that is sealed by hard iron, which is hidden from all sides, and conceal them, so they will not be known to anyone. 314. Several times I have taught them the ways of the garden of the king, the Nukva, and the ways of the king, Zerampin. Several times have I taught them all those degrees of the righteous in that world. They all fear studying these things, and they study in stuttering. This is why they are called stutterers, since they stutter in their mouths. 315. But I judge them favorably, because they are afraid, since the holy air and the Holy Spirit have moved away from them, as they are abroad and nurse from the air and spirit in a different authority from that of Kedusha. Moreover, the rainbow is seen on them, which is a sign that they are in din and they need mercy. They are unfit to welcome Eliyahu, much less to welcome anyone else. 316. However, it is good for them that I am in the world, and I support the world, since in my life the world will not be in grief, and will not be judged by the din of above. After me, no generation such as this generation shall arise. It will occur in the world that there will be no one to protect them, and every insolent face will be both above and below. Since above, too, there will be insolent faces, which are the slandering of the klipot, due to the iniquities below, and their insolence. 317. The people of the world will shout, but no one will watch over them. Their heads will search in every direction for some salvation, but they will not return with any cure for their plight. But I have found them one remedy in the world. Where they engage in Torah, and a book of Torah that is unflawed is among them, when they take it out, the upper ones and the lower ones will awaken. And it is all the more so if the holy name is written in it properly. After the death of Rabbi Shimon, 120. Since the day Rabbi Shimon came out of the cave, nothing was hidden from the friends. They looked at the high secrets and were revealed in them as though they were given at that time at Mount Sinai. After Rabbi Shimon died, the fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were closed. The fountains of wisdom were stopped. The friends were contemplating matters, but they did not stand in them to know their meaning. The day Rabbi Shimon died, 157. How much longer is one given to live in this world? There is no permission to inform this, and one is not informed of this. But Rabbi Shimon was in great joy on the day of his demise, and there was great joy in all the worlds, because of the many secrets he had revealed then. Who is Rabbi Shimon? 241. Until Rabbi Shimon comes to the place of the Garden of Eden of the righteous, until the virtue of Rabbi Shimon is heard through all the firmaments, all the upper and lower unanimously wonder and say, "Is this Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who was alarming all? Who can stand before him?" This is Rabbi Shimon. When he opens his mouth to begin to engage in Torah, all the thrones, all the firmaments, all the Merkavot, and all those who praise their master listen to his voice. 242. There is none to begin and say songs, and there is none to complete his singing. In other words, those who stand in the middle of the singing do not complete their song, because they all become attentive to the voice of Rabbi Shimon, until an utterance of a mouth is heard through all the firmaments above and below. When Rabbi Shimon concludes engaging in the Torah, who saw songs? Who saw joy of those who praised their master? Who saw the voices that walk in all the firmaments? It is for Rabbi Shimon that all the souls and angels come and kneel and bow before their master, and raise the fragrances of the perfumes in Eden, the illumination of Chokhmah, all the way to Atik Yomin. All this is for Rabbi Shimon. Rav, any questions? No, come on, Amnon, what about you? 13 years that he was in the cave. What does that actually talk to us about? Rav, I don't know. I don't want to give you an answer from myself. You can connect it to a lot of numbers. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not in that degree, so I can't say. A cave has a meaning in the wisdom of Kabbalah. Of course, Rav. We're not talking about the place. The cave is like a womb. In order to get to the Ibur and a degree, you need to be in a cave, and you have to be there until you when you actually can leave that place from that degree. It's like the Chabd Elyon. Then you're already in a state of a very high state. Rav, yes, the cave is like a womb. So I can think that in my 10 I'm in a cave. Rav, you need to build a place where everyone is, where all be like one soul. That's not it's not regarded as 13 years. Rav, 13 years is not according to the way that the sun goes around the earth. That's not 13 years. You need to do a certain number of tasks. That's good. We're not talking about anything, of course, corporeal. You're not even in this world. You mustn't think of that. Please. Yes, please. What is this whole story about Rabbi Shimon? Rav, nothing except importance of the things, and we need to try and receive importance of the Creator. Importance, nothing apart from that. Until you actually attain what is written, you won't understand. Even if it was written in a very, very clear manner, clear with numbers and drawings, it doesn't matter what. But because this is spirituality, until you can attain it, you won't know what it's talking about. You don't know. When it's revealed, it says that the upside down world is what I see. Everything's upside down, opposite to what I thought. The greatness of the Creator is what we're reading about. Rav, I don't know what you're talking about. How can you actually connect it to the 10, to the group? Rav, the 10 that really that yearns to connect with each other, he wants to discover the upper forces. From your deeds you will know me, from that we will know him, and then that way we will get to a state that we will know these actions. We need to actually know the world. Forces, connections between them, separation between them, degrees, everything. It's a system that we have to reveal it. And there's no real connection with this world. Not one little bit. So, until we actually don't get to that place, we won't understand. Okay? Another one here. Yes, please. Yesterday you said during the lesson that in the Zohar there's a very, very strong light, and it really influences us. Rav, I don't understand what you just said. That the ore actually comes on us, but it doesn't but we have to be connected. Rav, according to the as long as the kli likes to be like the light, then the light will actually influence it. It's a law, equivalence of form. There's no protection, it's the law. Kelim wants to connect with each other. They have to be the same as the light, and then they actually order from the light that they be impressed by it. Can I feel the friend and his deficiencies? Rav, I don't know. Can you feel? I don't know. It's not connected with our studies. How can I imagine what is connection if I can't feel the friend? Rav, connection is done by the reforming light. And also to feel the friend is only by the reforming light. And no other way. I can't do anything else if the light does not arrange the vessels, the kelim. Let's continue. No sentence holds where Rabbi Shimon is. 144. One day Rabbi Yitzchak sat by the door of Rabbi Yehuda and was sad. Rabbi Yehuda came out and found him sitting by his door, sad. He told him, "How is this day different from other days?" 145. He told him, "I have come to ask 3 things of you. 1. When you speak words of Torah and mention any of the words that I said, say them in my name, to mention my name. Another one, reward my son Yosef with the Torah. And another one, go to my grave during all 7 days of mourning and pray your prayer for me." 146. He told him, "How do you know that you are going to die?" Rabbi Yitzchak told him, "My soul leaves me each night and does not shine for me in a dream as before. Moreover, when I pray and reach who hears a prayer, I look in my semblance on the wall and I don't see it. And I say that I will die, since my semblance has passed away from me, and it is not seen, because a herald comes out and declares, as it is written, surely man walks as a mere semblance. As long as man's semblance has not left him, the man walks, and his spirit lives within him. When man's semblance departs and is not seen, he passes away from this world." 147. Rabbi Yehuda told him, It seems that way from here too, as it is written, because our days upon earth are a shadow. All those things that you have asked for me, I will do. However, I ask of you that in that world you will choose my place with you, as I was with you in this world. Rabbi Yitzchak wept and said, Please do not part from me all these days. 148. They went to Rabbi Shimon and found him engaged in Torah. Rabbi Shimon raised his eyes, saw Rabbi Yitzchak, and saw that the angel of death was running and dancing before him. Rabbi Shimon rose, held Rabbi Yehuda's hand, and said, I sentence that those who usually come to my place shall come, and those who do not usually come to my place shall not come. Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda went inside. By that he tied the angel of death outside, and he couldn't come in. 149. Rabbi Shimon looked and saw that it was still not his time to die, but the 8th hour of the day was his time. He sat down and engaged in Torah with him. He said to Rabbi Elazar, his son, Sit at the door, and whomever you see, do not speak to him. And if he wishes to enter, swear that he will not enter. 150. Rabbi Shimon said to Rabbi Yitzchak, Did you see your father's form today or not? When a person leaves the world, his father and his kin are there with him. He sees them and recognizes them, and all those with whom he will dwell in that world, on one degree, gather and are there with him, and go with his soul until the place where he will stay. Rabbi Yitzchak said, Thus far I haven't seen my father's form. 151. Rabbi Shimon rose up and said, Lord, Rabbi Yitzchak is with us, and of those 7 eyes he is here, meaning of the 7 disciples that were alive upon their departure from the Idra Rabbah. Here I am, holding him. Give him to me. A voice came out and said, The throne of his master, the Nukva, approaches the Zivug on the wings of Rabbi Shimon, meaning through his work and raising of man. Behold, Rabbi Yitzchak is yours, and you will come with him when you come to sit at your throne. Meaning when Rabbi Shimon passes away from the world. Rabbi Shimon said, So I will do. I will bring him with me upon my passing from the world. 152. In the midst of all that, Rabbi Elazar saw that the angel of death departed and said, No sentence holds where Rabbi Shimon is. Rabbi Shimon said to Rabbi Elazar, Come here and hold Rabbi Yitzchak, for I see that he is afraid. Rabbi Elazar came in and held him, and Rabbi Shimon turned his face and engaged in Torah. 153. Rabbi Yitzchak slept and saw his father. His father told him, My son, happy are you in this world and in the next world, for you are sitting among the leaves of the tree of life. Rabbi Shimon is a great and strong tree in both worlds, and holds you in his branches. Happy are you, my son.
Rabbi Shimon held the
zat of all the Partzufim of Atzilut. We have no attainment of Gar, even the Gar of the 10 Sfirot of the world of Asiyah, but only in Zat. In Zat, a chosen few can attain even in Zat the Gar of the world of Atzilut. Rabbi Yitzchak's father tells us that Rabbi Shimon held the Zat of all the Partzufim of Atzilut, even the Zat, the Gar d'Atzilut. The Creator decides and the righteous revokes. 251. Rabbi Shimon sat and Rabbi Elazar, his son, stood and interpreted the words of the secrets of the wisdom. His face was shining like the sun, and the words were spreading and flying in the firmament. They sat for 2 days. They neither ate nor drank, and they did not know if it was day or night. When they came out, they knew that 2 days had passed without them eating a thing. Rabbi Shimon called out about it. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread. And what if we, who were rewarded with adhesion with the Creator, were so for 1 hour, having been in the light of the Creator for 2 days, not knowing where we are? Moshe, the text certifies that he was there with the Creator 40 days. 252. When Rabbi Chia told the story to his father, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, he was bewildered and said, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai is a lion, and Rabbi Elazar, his son, is a lion. And Rabbi Shimon is not like all other lions. It is written about him, when a lion roars, who will not fear? And if the worlds above shiver from him, we do even more. He is a man who never declared a fast for what he asked and prayed. Rather, he decides, and the Creator keeps. The Creator decides, and he revokes. As it is written, ruler over men shall be the righteous, even he that rules in the fear of God. Meaning the Creator rules over man, and the righteous rules over the Creator. He sentences a decree, and the righteous revokes it. The words of Rabbi Shimon will illuminate until the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. Rabbi Abba raised his hands on his head, wept, and said, Now the light of Torah rises to the height of the firmament of the uppermost throne. When my Lord departs from the world, who will illuminate the light of Torah? Woe to a world that will be orphaned from you. But the words of my Lord will illuminate in the world until the Messiah King arrives. And then it is written, and the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord. Who sit before Rabbi Shimon? 170. Thus far all the secrets of the generations of Adam, which is a history created in him from time to time, according to a man's ways. Happy are those who sit before Rabbi Shimon and are rewarded with hearing the secrets of the Torah from his mouth. Happy are they in this world, and happy are they in the next world. Rabbi Shimon said, Happy are you, friends, for no secret is hidden from you, and several high places await you in the next world. Learn Torah from Rabbi Shimon. 421. King Solomon looked and saw that even in that generation, which was more complete than all the other generations, it was not the wish of the high king that wisdom would be so disclosed through him, and that the Torah was initially hidden would be revealed. And he came and opened doors for it. But although he opened, they are closed, except for those sages who were rewarded and who stutter in them, and do not know how to open their mouths in them. This generation in which Rabbi Shimon is present is the wish of the Creator for Rabbi Shimon, for hidden matters to be revealed through him. 422. But I am perplexed about the sages of the generation, how they let even one moment be without standing before Rabbi Shimon and studying Torah while Rabbi Shimon is in the world. But in this generation the wisdom will not be forgotten from the world. Woe unto the world when he departs, the sages grow fewer, and the wisdom is forgotten from the world. Such a day will not be found in all the other generations. 311. The friends went. When they arrived at their town, the night fell. Rabbi Shimon said, As this day has illuminated for us to reward us with the next world, this night will illuminate to reward us with the next world, and to crown in this night the things that we said during the day before Atik Yomin. Such a perfect day will not be found in all the other generations. Happy are we in this world and in the next world. 312. They went inside the house until half the night was through. When half the night had passed, Rabbi Shimon said to the friends, Now is the time for crowning the holy Merkavah above with our efforts. He said to Rabbi Yossi, You, whose words among us have not been heard on this day, you will be the beginning for the illumination of the night, for now is a time of goodwill to illuminate above and below. The generation of Rabbi Shimon. 383. Rabbi Shimon wept. He said, "Indeed, I know that the high spirit of holiness is pounding in you. Happy is this generation, for there will not be such as this generation until the time when the Messiah King arrives, when the Torah resumes its past. Happy are the righteous in this world and in the next world." We did not come to the world except to hear this thing. The friends came and kissed Rabbi Shimon's hands. They said, "If we had come to the world only to hear this thing, we would have been content." They wept and said, "Woe unto us! When you depart from the world, who will shine and reveal the lights of Torah? This thing shines to the top of the heaven and is written in the king's throne. And the Creator is now delighted about this thing." And how much joy over joy was added before the Holy King. Who will evoke words of wisdom in the world as you do? All the people of the world shine in the light that Rabbi Shimon lit. Rabbi Abba said, "Woe, Rabbi Shimon, you are alive, and I am already weeping for you. It is not over you that I am weeping, but I am weeping for the friends, and I am weeping for the world that will remain orphans after your departure from the world." Rabbi Shimon is like the light of a candle that burns above and burns below. All the people of the world shine in that light that it lit below. Woe to the world when the light below departs and comes to the light of above. Who will shine the light of Torah for the world? The fountains of wisdom are blocked. When Moses died, Moshe died, it was written, "And this people will rise up and go astray. Woe unto the world when Rabbi Shimon departs it, when the fountains of wisdom are blocked in the world, and a man seeks a word of wisdom, but none shall be found to speak. And the whole world will be erring in the Torah, and there will be no one to evoke in the wisdom. It is written about that time, and if the whole congregation of Israel shall err, meaning if they err in the Torah and do not know her ways, and what they are because. And the matter is hidden from the eyes of the assembly, meaning that there is no one who knows how to reveal the depth of the Torah and her ways. Woe unto those generations that will be in the world at that time. Rabbi Shimon was with the Creator. 99. All true righteous, before they come into this world, they are all established above and are called by names. Since the day the Creator created the world, Rabbi Shimon was ready before the Creator and was with him, and the Creator called him by his name. Happy is he above and below. It is written about him, "Let your father and your mother be glad," your father being the Creator, and your mother being the assembly of Israel. Rabbi Shimon and Moshe. Rabbi Shimon came and kissed Moshe's hands. He said, "You must be the son from the world of Atzilut, as in his firstborn son, Tiferet, the son of Upper Abba Ve'ima, that Atzilut is his undoubtedly. No other son preceded you in thought, speech, or action." Moshe said, "You and the friends and the heads of the seminary that are here with me are without any cessation at all, and without mixture of the Sitra Achra in the form of the world of Atzilut. They all kissed each other and were known in brotherhood, and wept." Righteousness will save from death. Rabbi Shimon said, "Anyone who performs righteousness and clings to the tree of life will be saved in this world, and even from the death in the world of the rest of the people, the corporeal death, and all the more so from spiritual death." Corrections of Rabbi Shimon and his friends. Rabbi Shimon said to his friends, "How long shall we sit in the state of one column, in the state of chaos, with Zat being in one line, one above the other? Rabbi Shimon desired to reveal to them the meaning of the degrees of the world of corrections, who are in 3 columns, 3 lines, right, left, and middle. It is written, time to do for the Lord. They have broken your law. The days are few, and the owner of sins, the slanderer, is pressing. The herald calls each day for repentance, and the harvesters of the field, those who have been rewarded with the crop of the upper field, the attainment of the secrets of the Torah, are few. And even those who did attain are at the end of the vineyard and do not properly notice or know to which place they are going. 2. The friends gathered in their seats, dressed in shields and swords and spears in their hands, especially for stopping the klipot. Hurry up your corrections, to hasten the corrections of the 3 lines. Chabad, Chagat Nehi, by advice, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, seeing, with arms which are Chagat, and legs which are Nehi. Choose the one who has the authority over life and death to be your king over you, to decree words of truth, the things that the holy upper ones listen to, and are happy to hear and know. Hydra means assembly of the Sanhedrin, who warn the people. 3.
הסתלקות מתוך שלמות אנחנו קוראים באותו דף למטה, פסקה 352. בחר רבי שמעון ואמר, אם לא בדברים שהתגלו כאן,
Departed in perfection, 352. Rabbi Shimon cried, saying, if through these things that have been revealed here the friends were concealed and depart from this world, it would be nice, since they have not been revealed to anyone in this world. And he returned and said, I regret what I said. I wish that they would exist in this world. It is known before Atik that I have not done anything for my own honor, not for the honor of my father's house, and not for the honor of these friends, but rather that they will not err in his way and enter the palace gate disrespectfully, striking their hand, unable to enter. Blessed am I to have a portion with them in the next world. Questions? No? Okay. At 7 o'clock we have to be in the Suda. Where are the friends? About Rabbi Shimon, what is the actual meaning of when a Kabbalist departs? It's like the parzuf of the upper and the lower. That's it. If you have an upper parzuf, the upper parzuf stops feeding the lower parzuf. And that's it. So what does that mean? Then the lower one has no life. Yeah, Rav. Yes, he does have life. He has connection. It just depends on him. What does that mean to depart? Rav means he's not. To depart means not to be in connection like it used to be. It really depends on the lower one to keep that connection. The upper one stops the connection. So if I remember correctly, the Ari also departed from this world because there was an argument between friends. Rav, yeah, normally that's the case. Rav, yeah, there are many reasons. I just want to understand. No, Rabbi Shimon departed because of an argument between friends. Rav, I don't know. How can you ask questions like this? You can reveal things through attainment. If you don't know anything in attainment, then you don't know, and then you're not permitted to know. You're not permitted. Now, if I tell you things that you'll know only in your outside mind, that it's like this, and maybe even more than that, I'll show you something according to your vessels you can't see, but only through my vessels. What's that going to help you? It's actually going to do the opposite. It's actually going to hurt you. But now we're in the preparation stage. Rav, all of the knowledge in the mind and heart only coming into us clothed in or chozer. Everything is really for the good of the person, and if it's not for that, then it's not for the good of the person. So what should we do of these knowledges that aren't clothed in or chozer? Rav, you've got nothing. What do you know? What we know, Rav, if you have or chozer, reflected light, then you can attain this if you have the reflected light. Is that clear? No. Just be healthy.
ונעבור השירה לשם בחיי, אז אמרה לו קי ביודי, ירב עליי שיחי, אנוכי אשמח בהשם. השירה לשם בחיי, אז אמרה לו קי ביודי, ירב עליי שיחי, אנוכי אשמח בהשם. איתנו חטאי מן הארץ, איתנו חטאי מן הארץ, חטאי מן הארץ, רשעים עודנה, בכי נפשי השם הללויה. איתנו חטאי מן הארץ, איתנו חטאי מן הארץ, חטאי מן הארץ, רשעים עודנה, בכי נפשי השם הללויה. חמדה ליבי, חוסנה ואנה תתעלם. חמדה ליבי, וחוסנה 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 ואנה תתעלם. אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, אתה אותנו ורצית בנו, נתנו מכל השונות. אתה אותנו ורצית בנו, נתנו מכל השונות. וקידשתנו במצוותיך, במצוותיך, וקרבתנו מלכנו לעבודותיך. לשמך הגדול, גדול והקדוש, עלינו קראת. לשמך הגדול, גדול והקדוש, עלינו קראת.
הקהל מוכן לשבת ולעשות לחיים.
Everyone, please sit down and let's raise l'chaim.
לחם. תודה. זהו. לחיים, וודקה. לא חשוב. טוב חברים, בוא נעשה לחיים.
Okay, friends, let's raise l'chaim in honor of Rabbi Shimon, so that we will be merited to be his students. L'chaim.
Rabbi
Shimon opened and said, "Listen, upper ones, and the lower ones should gather, the assembly of above and the assembly of below. Eliyahu, I swear you, get permission from the Creator and come up here, because you have great opportunity. Chanoch, Matach, come down here. You and all the seminary beneath you, because I did not do it for my glory, but for the glory of divinity."
Rabbi
Shimon started and said, "Listen, O upper ones, and gather, O lower ones, dwellers of the seminary of above and below. Eliyahu, I adjure you, take permission from the Creator and come down here, for a great war has come to you. Chanoch, Matat, come down here, you and all the seminary below you. For it is not for my own glory that I did this, but for the glory of divinity."